and the view is spectacular and no people. Here's an area that looks kind of wave-like.
Just paid our 10 bucks to park, and we are now on our walk to see Horseshoe Bend.
Yeah, we've seen it in videos and in pictures for years, and it looks gorgeous, and so now we're excited to see it in person.
Yeah, it's a really pretty day. It's a little chilly, probably upper 30s, light clouds, but it's a really nice day. Should be a great day to view the water.
And there aren't many cars in the parking lot, so it may not be too crowded.
Yeah, hopefully we hit it early enough where we avoided the crowds, although there's a tour bus that just pulled in behind us.
Always a tour bus.
Yeah. Dang it.
This is just part of the walk down to Horseshoe Bend. It's about a half a mile, I think.
Yeah, the lady at the gate said 20 minutes. I was like, man, you'd have to walk really slow.
Well, she said that's me walking slow, so.
I guess. There you can see it from a distance.
Yeah, it looks like it over there is the overlook where we're going. This area is absolutely gorgeous. Everywhere you look are beautiful views. This is beautiful, but you don't want to get too close to the edge because there are no railings or anything, and it is a steep, sheer drop all the way down to river level. Jeff is starting a time lapse over on the rim, and I'm just going to explore around the rocks a little bit. See if I can find a good vantage point or just have some fun playing on the rocks. This is what the area around the top of Horseshoe Bend looks like. It's all this jagged rock. It's really neat to walk around on. But if you venture away from the railed overlook area, this is what you'll be on. And Horseshoe Bend is just that way, just right over the edge.
So we thought we'd share a few tips with you if you decide to visit Horseshoe Bend. We are here in early March, and we decided to get here pretty early, not quite sunrise, but not too long after. And that was great and all because there weren't hardly any folks here, but it really wasn't very helpful because the sun doesn't rise enough to light the canyon up at all until starting, what, maybe 10 o'clock, something like that?
10 o'clock, yeah, 10 o'clock, 10:30, something like that.
So sleep in a little bit if you decide to come this time of year. Now, that's probably not so true other times of the year, but here, that's what we experienced. I'll say the other thing is coming in the evening, we've heard, is probably not the best idea because as the sun goes down in the west, it's going to be aimed at your face as you're viewing the canyon, so you're not going to see it very well, and it won't photograph very well either.
Right, you'll just be looking into the sun the whole time. So, and then also the other tip that we have is when you come to the end of the path, you get to like a area with railings and all that. Everybody seems to go to the right. You're gonna want to get out and walk around on the rocks and see the views from all around. And so go to the right if you want to see that way. But if you go to the left, you're gonna lose the people fast. For some reason, nobody comes to the left.
There seems to be very few people. Right now, the right side of the viewing area is very, very crowded. Several tour buses in here just full of folks. And the left side, there's no one here. Before we move from Horseshoe Bend to the Glen Canyon Dam, let's take a minute to look at a map of the area. All of these sites are very close to each other, making getting to the next destination very convenient. We stayed in Beehive's campground, which is a first-come, first-served NPS campground with only 6 sites. While this campground has 0 amenities, I mean no hookups, no bathrooms, not even a trash can, it was only $14 a night and has some pretty great views. You'll see it's also close to all the action. Our final stop in this video is Antelope Canyon, and you can see that it too is only a short drive from Beehive's campground. In the center of it all is Page, Arizona. We drove through Page, but really didn't spend any time looking around the town. Okay, enough with the map. Let's take a quick look at a few dam photos. We started out at the Carl Hayden Visitor Center right next to Glen Canyon Dam. This visitor center is quite large and contained a ton of information about the dam, Lake Powell, and the surrounding area. From there, we drove to the Waweep area to see Lake Powell a little closer up. We're sure you have all heard about the water shortage in the West, and it was very obvious when looking at Lake Powell. The water level is its lowest it's ever been since it was filled, and it was obvious everywhere we looked. From boat ramps that no longer make it to the water level, to the massive white cliffs that show where the water level once was, this great reservoir is very low on water. Alright, let's hit that final stop of Antelope Canyon. Antelope Canyon is one of those places that we've seen in photos for years and have always wanted to visit. In order to go into Antelope Canyon, though, you have to make reservations to have a Navajo guide take you in. This is not cheap, but we sprung for a tour of the lower canyon from Ken's Tours. We're not going to say that we were disappointed, but it was incredibly crowded. The website for Ken's Tours showed a maximum tour group of 10 people, so we assumed we'd be down there with 8 other people and maybe a guide. But we were wrong. What they mean is the tour guide's in charge of 10 people, but they send multiple groups down at a time. When we went, I think there was probably a total of, 60 people entering the canyon at the same time. There were times that it felt like you were packed in like sardines, and it was almost impossible to get any photos without people in them, unless you just took photos looking straight up. That said, the guides were super informative and did their very best at helping everyone get good photos, and most people on the tour tried their very best to be respectful of others and stay out of each other's way. The Navajo don't allow visitors to take any video in or around Antelope Canyon, so all we can share with you are some photos. But wow, what a unique and amazing place. The canyon was spectacular, and we were happy that we were able to see it in person.